Alright guys, today we're going to be installing a permanent high tensile electric fence around the perimeter of the land. Here's what we're going to be using. We're going to be installing the wires at 10 inches, 20 inches, with a possibility, if there was ever kettle, at 30 inches. We're going to be using 2.5mm galvanized wire, and we're going to be working them off the corners. We're going to use these Gallagher's porcelain insulators and, well, end strainers, and at the corners we're going to be using these Gallagher's porcelain, what do you call them, corner insulators. It's in the name, isn't it? Now, I like doing knots, and I've got the yoke for doing the knots. Wouldn't be 100% sure I'd be able to get it tight enough, so I went with the option of Gallagher's Loctite strainers. You've seen them before if you're watching fencing videos. This is just a fail-safe job, and it can be tweaked. I'm already about 2.5 feet lower from where you are. If you look at that tree down there, my eyesight is in line with the branch, and that a tractor could drive onto that. So the way we put these strainers, these are the permanent ones. What I'm going to do, or these will go onto the post. The wire just clips in. I'll put smaller ones just to follow the curve, the contours of the land. And in today's video, the two things that I forgot to bring with me from when I started off across the yard. One was a knife, two was a pair of gloves. Hopefully I'll be able to manage without either. As far as the knife goes, Connell, the mate, gave me a knife ages ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. He says you'll always need that, always carry it. And I never had needed it until I started farming, and I've used it a whole pile. There's another time. This could go pear-shaped. Right. Just keeping it the right way around, isn't it? Looks like we're onto a winner, isn't it? Right. Respect the hoops, or they'll get you. So that's a new hammer, not used to it. That's my excuse anyway. Now, if you watch me and Nathan put these on, you'll know that we were one brace short of completion, and that's because the very first one that I did, I used them chain strainers, and I overstrained it and I broke it. Now it's still not done, but I'm going to be careful, so that's what this is about here. Hear the spring of that. I pre-measured it. Right. Now I know the first 2 meters were wasted because it should have been closer to 2 meters long. This is why I put this grinder into the bag. Ones go under, over, under, over. I'm going to go, actually the way it is, under, over, under, over. Under, over, under. Tighten it up. Yep, we're in this thing. Tighten it up better. Put the handle in. I've never done this before. This is going to be cool. Should have just done it on the top first, so the first one. Getting stung with nettles and everything. Then Did you see that? That is a bad knot. I'll show it to you. No, it's a bad knot. It's my first attempt in the most awkward position. I always do the first one in the awkward position. But that's not going nowhere. Deadly. Let's do it again. Yes, boss. And you know what? I was trying to hold it in line. Didn't need to be in line. Sure, this is round, isn't it? I'll tell you what I should have done. Brought my gloves. Put in through. Just this one's going over, under, over, under, over, under, crank handle, lazy loop, tight loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, helicopter, 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 helicopter. There we go. This one's better here. The reason there's less slap here. It's actually not. I just got this here tighter. I watched this all on YouTube. That's how I got so good at it. Let's get it square. 6 tight loops. That's deadly. There we go. 1. Boom. Right guys, where do you see this? 1, 2. Don't line up, do they? No, they don't. Look at that there. Oh well. Isn't it a good job only me and you's going to know about it? Going with a somewhere in around 1.6 meters this time. Too much last time. I need another 1, 2, 3, 4 before we start to put the permanent one on, because if the eyelets aren't in place in the corners, how are we going to get them into it? Something to note for. That could be a rookie mistake. Look guys, that corner this here is a very wet corner of this field. If you remember last year, whenever I started the project, when we put the soil, there was an open drain that went down. I was cut in there and I backfilled it. I think at some stage I'll put a piece in there again. This from here back. What do you see? Water, water. Hear the difference? Dry. Partly, why is it dry? Drain that Trevor done. There's no wet spots in this upper section. And if you were ever wondering why this went a different direction to this, here's why. It was to keep sheep in. But strong hand. Oh, that's tighter than it was. I need to go around and see how I fixed that. Yeah. Tack screws. Sorted. I thought the first one at the top end of the field was difficult. Where do you see this one? I've put that on, it's a bit loose. This one here was very awkward. I wanted to get it out past this, because remember, from this hole and this hole is going to be electrified, and it should be able to skim by it here. Hang on a minute. Actually, for this section, there's no point in worrying about it, because I'm going to insulate it. It's going to be insulated right across this here. It'll come through somewhere. I'm predicting in here. I'm going to cut a notch out of this and a notch out of that anyway. And it'll be run up that edge. So it's fussing over nothing. Now, I know this isn't the best way of putting this out, but tell me a different road. And you have no spinny thing. What I will do is I'll go back through it and unwind it all. I'll have to move a pile of wood off it anyway. Right guys, wait to hear what I done. I knew the loops uses up wire. I pulled it taut as I could. I knew there was a bit left in it. Double checked, cut the wire, cut the wrong wire, cut it 1 meter short. So I've been walking back and forward there trying to tweak it. It just might be long enough. We're gonna have to, time will tell. This is the insulating wire that I'm using for in here. It's going to go from the corner just out through the shade, and I'll use this. I'll eventually use the south side of this. Don't know what I'm going to use it for, storage or something. Now what I'm going to do is pull this taut, just tighten it up a bit. It's not going to fix it yet, and then kind of see, because eventually I'll have to bore holes through something, I guess, to keep the line straight. And wouldn't you know, it's right in here, right where the blocks are in the corners. I don't have much confidence for this insulating pipe to fit, but maybe. He who dares, my son. Go on, boy. Yes, lad. Yes, lad. And that's how that's meant to look. Look, we have 1 meter spare. Perfect. I meant to do that. This is a strain tightener, wire tensioner. Pull that off, turn the thing, and it'll click. But I actually leave it in, and it clicks. Same thing, it's a ratchet strap. So that's exactly what it is. Fix to this end, loop in that end, and then ratchet it up, making it a good one. And to do this, we do it the same as the corners. We loop it around, like so. Kink it so it's in the middle. Make a handle, and go 6 tight, 1 lazy wrap, 6 tight wraps. Maybe 5 tight wraps. Helicopter style, bracket off. Like that. Need to make a small kink to get this thing held. U-bend. This is just to get it in. And then, do you know what I'm going to need for this? I'm going to need a ratchet. I'm not worried about that now, because I want it to be, I'm going to pull it taut and then allow it to tighten up. What I will do is I'll go back to here, ratchet it, keeping tension on this, because this is the bit that wraps around. Yeah. And then we end up over there. Maybe too much wire. Better having too much, not enough. That caused a lot of stress earlier. I was starting to think I have to go back to YouTube and learn to figure eight knot to join a piece with him. Right. Here's a bit of advice you wanted. These here, it might be worth getting the proper device for it, because it keeps twisting and this here keeps popping out. I think the other one must sit in, must lock in. There's a wee groove there, and then it sits on the nut, and I think it's like a ratchet thing. It's starting to tighten up now anyway. I'm half afraid of it coming off again. Yeah, I think I spoke too soon. It's getting tight. That'll do it for now anyway. This is what I mean by that. If you loosen this off, look. Pops out. It's a tendency to pop out when it's twisting. The thing locks in there, and it must sit over that, and then it keeps even pressure. Whenever you don't have the right tools, you can't expect it to be right. One eighty. Stand on and see. And now I go up there and tighten it off. Hey, you can come with me. It's warm work. Dude, I will sleep tonight. Whew. It's tough going, boys. Tough going, boss. Right, last one. Let's get you even. Lazy loop, tight loop. All the posts of cuttings. I think I might raise this up another 2 or 3 inches. Must be a drop on the back side to the front side, because there's no way that's 10 inches there. You can see here with the topography that it's going towards the ground. I'll probably have to put in cheap strainer posts just to split the gap, and it should follow the contours of the land. This is the brackets. They'll just kind of twist lock in. They'll sit on here, but I can't do that yet because I need nails to do that. I could do it with screws, but screws would have a tendency to break. Guys, we're getting closer to have this permanent electric fencing around the perimeter of the land. Once this happens, the sheep will be strip grazed. I'll show you a clip here now. This is the highest point of the lower field, and this is where they're favouring a lion. Look at all the dung. Fly strike will probably become an issue with that now, because the back ends is getting dirty. For 2 reasons. 1, the grass is rich from what they were before, and 2, they're lying in their dung, like I showed earlier. Up here, we're going to continue on with the wire fencing. We're going to put the energizer down there in the shed, the sheep shed, and we're going to, I have a plan. I'm going to hopefully try and clean their back ends with the dog razor. It's actually the razor that I've been using to cut my hair. If it works on sheep, I'll not be using it to cut my hair, for obvious reasons. Folks, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Until the next one, I'll see you in the field.